Hello and welcome to Unacademy. A very good morning to all the learners of Unacademy, and today we are going to have a live mock GD between all these young and fantastic aspirants of management entrance exam. Very good morning Siddharth, Manasi, Sheetal, Aman, Shrutika and Himanshu. Guys, I formally welcome you all on our official channel of Unacademy's CAT preparation, that is Unacademy CAT. Good morning and welcome to all of you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Very good morning to you.
I hope you have a fantastic GD, and today's GD topic is merger for banks. Okay, merger of banks, the various mergers that the government of India had done recently. Uske benefits, advantages, whatever scope, the scope of the discussion is all up to you guys. But I want to tell all the learners of Unacademy and all the new and existing learners of Unacademy, guys, this is how we are going to prepare for your management entrance examination for different levels. So in order to continue learning with us, guys, go for the Unacademy subscription plan. There are multiple subscription plans available, 1 year, 2 years. I will highly recommend you to go for the 2-year subscription plan. The 1-year plan goes for 17,500 rupees only, and the 2-year subscription plan goes for 21,000 rupees only. But guys, I am here. The code RUSHI, RUSHI, will give you a 10% discount on your subscription. So the 1-year plan will go for 15,750 rupees only, and the 2-year plan will go for 18,900 rupees only. My plus class is already live, guys, so all the people please subscribe and get to my plus class. हम लोग ने dynamic GK शुरू कर दिया है आज से. I hope to see everybody in my plus class very soon. So all these young aspirants, Siddharth, Mansi, Shrutika, Aman, Himanshu and Sheetal, guys, I will give you 2 minutes, okay, 2 minutes to prepare for the topic. Remember, the topic for today's discussion is merger of banks, okay. Uske advantages, disadvantages, like I said, the scope of discussion is up to you. We are going to follow the standard GD rules, okay, standard GD rules hai. Please guys, do not be more aggressive, do not be personal, do not get personal with any of the member. Have a fantastic GD. All the very best guys. Your time for preparation starts now. Go for it.
Okay, fine.
AJ, you are not audible. AJ.
Hello, sir.
AJ, you can keep your camera off if you want.
Is there any problem with the sound?
No, we can hear you properly, AJ. AJ, I will suggest you keep your camera off.
Yes.
I will suggest you keep your camera off, AJ.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, AJ, you are audible. Chalo guys, so your time for discussion starts now. Like I said, you have 30 minutes, okay, 30 minutes to to discuss this topic. उसके बाद हम shortcomings discuss करेंगे. Okay, all the very best guys. Let's crack it. Go for it.
Yeah, so very good morning to all of you. As you know, I'm Siddharth Rohila. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are perfectly audible. Go for it.
Yeah, so sir have given us an opportunity to discuss on this platform, and now we are discussing about the advantages and disadvantages of the mergers of banks. So I'll be in the favor of advantages of the mergers of bank. So I have the few points and some few stats about the why we should merger the bank. If anybody have listened or heard about the conditions of a Lehman Brothers. So Lehman Brothers was once a case in which is a larger bank and which can drop into crisis and which can take the whole globe into the crisis if once a bank fails in its NPA amount. If you know about the NPA, then NPA is the minimum amount of saving that one bank must keep with it. It is as per the crisis that one bank can face. So in that case, this merger of bank can fail. But other than this, we have a huge impact and very large number of advantages. Like if we want to save our economy, then we must have some savings for, and we can save the economy by reducing the expenditures. So in merging of bank, we can reduce the expenditure at very high cost by cost cutting and by decreasing our financial expenditures on several small commodities. So it's my views, and I want to listen others' views. Please say something.
First of all, I would.
One second, Himanshu, give me 1 second.
Yes.
AJ.
Yes, sir.
AJ, can you please mute yourself because there is some kind of disturbance from your background. So when you speak,
Yes, sir.
you want to speak, you can unmute yourself and give out your point.
Okay, sir. I'm coming back in a few minutes.
Okay, AJ. Thank you, AJ. Yes, Himanshu, go for it.
Sir, first of all, I would like to partially correct Siddharth. As he said, today's discussion is about advantages and disadvantages of merger of the banks. But as you gave us the topic was merger of the banks. It was not just about the advantages or disadvantages, but it was discussing about whole the topic of merger of the banks. So coming to the merging, first of all, I would like to throw limelight upon the merger. Means what exactly merger was. It was a merging of 10 banks into 4 major banks. That means also reducing 27 public sector banks to 12 public sector banks and affecting on different factors. So we will discuss upon these factors too.
Oh, actually, my point is, see, as Himanshu said that we are cutting out the bank, like as our former finance minister Arun Jaitley said that having a 27 weaker bank, it's better to having a 12 stronger banks. So it will scale as our economic growth as well, because the stronger we have a bank scale, the stronger we have an economic scale. As everyone said, as every economic educator is say that the stronger we have our bank platform, the stronger we have a scale. So
Hello,
why
sorry
we
to
are
disturb
actually
you. Sital, sorry to disturb you. Can you speak loudly?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So when we come to the point why we merging the bank, so what is exactly purpose of merging bank? We suppose we have a 10 banks. So the 10 banks are running after this running after the one consumer, and the one consumer get the best one will get the one consumer, and other 9 bank get affected because of that. So if we cut down the bank into the 4 bank, so the best one will be get that customer, and other only the 3 bank will be effect in that. So it will be having a 10 banks which is a weaker bank, so having 4 bank which is have a stronger base and the stronger capital and everything with the stronger efficiency and the stronger everything that bank has. So it will be effect on the economic as well as the brilliant background also.
Okay, Ms. Shital, I will agree with your point, but I think that this is not the main reason behind it. Like, government should put this type of mergers. I think basically the reason is behind is the NPA type of thing, like the non-performing asset. Like if government give more number of loans to the peoples and there is no revival of the things, then it will be clear. Like if I talk about the simple Dena Bank, Vijaya Bank, and Bank of Baroda, the two banks like Dena Bank and Vijaya Bank is in a loss. Like they are creating more number of NPAs. So creating two lost banks merge into a good bank, which is really profitable for the government, is really a shape where like two bad things is make with the one best and balance it. So it is a more in the case of balance the all the economy. So I think this is more than that.
Yeah, I agree with you. But to be very honest, merger is not the only solution for the NPA. Actually, what NPA is and what its fault in our system is, NPA is just an amount that other parties or lenders cannot return to the bank. And when we merge the smaller banks with the larger bank, actually the whole capital or the whole asset of the larger bank is a huge amount. And when we take about the risk and when we when we have conversation about the risk and risk management, crisis manageability of any bank, there we see the ratio of the amount deposited as an asset to a particular bank and the NPA amount that has the liability of the bank, that is the liability of the bank. So when we talk about the larger bank, we have a huge amount of assets and a very few or little amount of NPA amount. So the ratio is almost high. And when we talk about the Dena Bank and the Vijay Bank, those are the smaller banks. In that case, this ratio is very less. So merger is not the only solution, but merger can decrease the risk up to some extent. And if we go about the different side of the merger, merger can impact our economy for a shorter time period. Like if we talk about merger of Bank of Baroda with the Dena Bank and the Vijay Bank, when this happened, actually the amount or the growth of the Bank of Baroda was also decreased by a few percent, but it is for the short time period. And if we talk about in the larger time period, then merger is always beneficial for the economy.
Yeah, but
Okay,
merging
so
has cost.
yeah, I listened to all of your points, and I think merger is not mean like it's not a very newly concepted form or something like that. It's been for a very long time, and I think there's a difference between the reason of traditional merger of banks and now the modern reason for merger of bank. I think while post independence and while we were going through the liberalization period, banks were mostly merged for the reason of just for because the weaker banks were
expansion of a
losing.
business and foreign investment, you can say that.
Yeah, just a sec. Traditionally the banks were merging only because main reason because they were non-performing assets, there was no returns, and the weaker banks had to be capitalized so that the customers or the public don't suffer. But now banking, the reason why banks merge, the concept has changed. According to me, I think that banks now, especially just focus on business, on profitability, on just increasing their their expansion in the customer. So the difference
I
between
agree with you
just a
that
sec,
mergers.
let me complete.
Yeah.
So the traditional and the modern reasons for amalgamation of banks has been very different. Also like as just a second. Yeah.
But
So as
banks
Aman
always
said,
work with,
the
for
base, as Aman and Sheetal likely said, that the base should be very strong rather than creating 10 different banks which don't have actually the power to conceptualize and to take control of the economy. It's better that we create 5 base strong banks which can globally be compatible. The SBI Bank, SBI State Bank of India was one of these banks which was formed by merger of several banks, which was Bank of which formed in Calcutta, then Bombay, Madras. Everyone just merged into it. So if these smaller banks in future come together and form one single base and can create a bank like SBI in the future, I think not only the economy of the country or the stabilization in our currency or anything, the customers, the flow of capital, everything will be quite better. Also, just 2 seconds more. Also, we all are talking about the effects outside the bank. the customers, the economy of India. But inside the bank also, there are a lot of changes when the merger happens. Like there are cultural diversities between two banks, so to come up with that change management, to convince the employees of that bank to merge with another and work according to their expectations, to the decentralization of the power. So when there are 10 banks, there is decentralization of power, but then there are fewer banks, the power gets minimized between the people. So that is where people come to a resistance, that why is that happening, and inside the bank, that is how problems start getting created.
Here
But
I would
also
like
it
to
has
add.
Okay,
After
I
merger
will
of
add
bank,
some
there is
point.
Yes,
some of
Yeah.
people who can have very much of problem like higher price. Merger can reduce competition and give the new money monopoly powers. So how will you cope up with that?
Yeah, definitely. Here, I would like to add. She forgot to remember one case. If you remember, in 2008, we were fall into a global crisis, which were due to the U.S. bank. If we talk about the Lehman Brothers, then it is a very huge amount of bank in which when its NPA were increasing, then the whole world were going into the global crisis. And if we talk about only India, in the private sector, we have HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank. Those are the larger banks. And in the government sector, we have SBI Bank. SBI Bank is merged with other 7 branches of itself. And other private banks are also merged. But in those cases, we have many faults. Like when complete banks merge itself, there will be a several type of disadvantages. Like NPA assets will high. And if NPA cost is very greater than the strategic management cost, then in those cases, the whole Indian economy can go into a crisis. And other than this, if we don't have the smaller branches of the banks, or we don't have the number of banks, then we cannot manage geographically. Like huge or larger banks have several facilities for the customers. When we go for the mergers, our customers can get the better beneficial or better services, because during the merger, all the customers of the smaller banks will will become customer of the larger bank.
See,
But in
Siddharth, I
those
agree with
cases,
you that there will be losses,
I
and
have
the
not
customer, it will
completed
be
my
easier
point.
for the
Please, I
customers.
have
But
not
the point
completed
over
my
here,
point.
It is in
Please
small
let me
cities,
complete.
in small villages.
Yes, Siddharth, you complete your point first. Mansi, you can let him complete first and then get
yeah.
back to what you said. Yes, Siddharth.
So I was here drawing the two limitations of the merging of bank. The first limitation is when the customers combine. We know that customers can get the better facilities from the larger banks. But here's the point: is not every customer going to get those larger facilities. Like Dena Bank is mostly popular in the southern India, but not in the northern India. And what are the facilities of the Dena Bank? Those were reaching to the small customers or the small scale customers. But if we talk about the ICICI Bank or HDFC, those are the private banks. Those can give loan at the lower interest rate. That cannot be. That was not feasible for the customers from the village and the rural area. And other than this, if we got the monopoly of the larger bank, then it can be for the government bank. It also can be for the private bank. If the monopoly can indulge into the private bank, then in those cases, will not have any point of restriction for the banks over the interest rate and over the other facilities, and that can go as the humiliation level for the customer. So in those cases, merger cannot be a much beneficial. Yeah, now
See,
you can
I
say.
think that you are speaking only on the point of non-performing assets view, whereas it is not one
I'm
point
also
of
saying
thing.
about the
Just a sec, just
geographically.
now let me speak.
Yeah, sure.
So you spoke about non-performing assets and how customers are going to be beneficial at some point of time, but some customers won't. See, the part of bank over here is to make the life easier of a customer. It cannot discriminate between this part of India will be better, having better services, and then this part will not have. You, as you give the example of
It's
Dena Bank,
not
like,
about the
just a sec,
discrimination.
just a
It's
sec.
about the giving equal opportunity to every customer.
See,
And
Siddharth, now let me
yeah.
speak, please. So, you cut me. Okay, so how you divide between the customers is not viable, because every customer should get the equal opportunity, should get equal services. You cannot say that this part will have a different services or this part will have different services. If the bank is getting formed and the bank is taking that responsibility, it should be equal for everyone. Secondly, now you spoke that customers will have it will be beneficial for customers. I think it will be beneficial, obviously. But now if I tell you from a business point of view, let's take the example of Idea and Vodafone. So Vodafone was in thousands of crores of debt. And when Idea took over it, it had to pay off it. And in order to pay off it, I am a Vodafone customer today. And they are literally charging us taxes in order to get their income and then paying it off as their debt. So this is how customers are being, what is the right word I can say, exploited kind of way. In order to pay their debts, they're increasing our tariffs on their accounts, which is in a way they are paying off their debts and loans through our pockets only. So this is not beneficial to customer. In the same way in banks also, when one bank wants to acquires another and has to pay the debts of the merged bank, it has to limit the customers, what can we say, limit the customers expenses, or they'll say that only 1,000 rupees can be deducted, whereas it is generally 10,000. Or there are things like the interest rate on the loans will be increased so that the banks earn more revenue and can pay off their debts. So this is more burdening on the customers only.
Okay.
Yeah, here I
Wait,
clearly
wait.
support
Yes.
Mansi.
I want
Here
to
I
hear
clear-
more from Himanshu, AJ, Sheetal, and Aman. You guys can put in your points.
Yes,
sir.
Mansi, you point really great, but I also think that government intention not just to give capital to the banks, but also give good governance. Like Ms. Sitaraman has also mentioned that non-official directors to perform like role analogous to independent facilities. Like independent directors, government want that more independent directors given to the bank, like different type of banks. And one more thing, that government monitoring all the like if the big banks is there is also a good monitoring system. Like people's like Modi like Vijay Mallya and different type of people are not do fraud type of things, right? Like 8 public sector banks have launched reported linked loans in the last 1 week. Like most of the banks are really a good reported. If I talk about the merger of the banks.
See, the question is not
Himanshu,
about reputation
Himanshu.
over here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Achha, okay, Himanshu, go ahead.
Sheetal
Sir,
or Himanshu? Yes.
Yes, I would like to speak, sir.
Yes. Go ahead.
As Mansi mentioned, that example of Vodafone and Idea, I feel that she was on very right track, but I would like to add one important point, that is not only as we know that, as she mentioned, the whole unit is affected. Means if Idea had to pay off them, but similarly, the stock markets, who are the background performing characters, we can say characters, the merger has caused negatively affected the stock price of the merging banks. Means as the Union Bank has been formed by merging of Andhra Bank and Corporation Bank, the Union Bank has affected negatively by on stock price by 9.08. It may look a small number, but when we consider the stock market or NIFT or Sensex, it's a very big amount. And also we are forgetting that the merging has led to a very big risk, popularly known as too big to fail risk. That means the more number of banks are merged into whole one big unit, the more is the probability of bankruptcy. That means in public sector, the largest bank, as we know, that is merged is SBI, and the private sector, means the big performing private sector banks are HDFC and ICICI, as Siddharth mentioned. If SBI, HDFC and ICICI, if these banks are bankrupted or gone down, the whole economy of the India will go with the flow of the banks. So the merging has led to this kind of risk too.
Definitely, here I am agree with you.
See, definitely, because when they found the bank for the amalgamation or the mergers, they have seen that the geographical footprint of that bank, also the physical appearance of the bank, also customer don't have any, like from the customer point of, they don't have any issues. And as Mansi said, that the extraditing of customers are more into the bank when those two bank get merged. So see, nowadays we can see that the RBI creating awareness among the people through the advertise and everything, that any complaint or anything that they customer have from the bank, if bank not give the action of it within a 1 month, so they can directly complain to the RBI. So these kind of regulating acts are there. So I don't think so the customer will be getting exploited and anything.
See, I agree with you. Regulating acts are there, but you can't speak from our perspective, like the middle class or the higher class people. You have to speak from the rural background person's point of view. If I am a person staying in village and I have faced with some problems from the bank, I don't know the outside world. I don't know the urban world. I don't know how banks work. I just know that my account has been missing money or my account has been transferred to another bank. So I have no idea what to do. So you have to think about from that point of view also, that those are the people who are going to suffer most. And as we say that agricultural background is 60% in our country today. So we can, majoritarily say that these are the people belonging to rural areas. And for them, banks are going to cause problems by merging. Having said that, there are lots of advantages to it. If our government right now is going towards merging so many banks in just one go, I think it is a history that has been formed that so many banks have been merged together. So it has a lot of advantages to it. So like the cost of operations go down, the internal posts of people of management comes down when two banks are merged. So the amount that is spent on internal management or different post managers is also reduced. So in that way also, the bank get to standardize and manage more efficiently. Risk management is better because the capital of both the banks have been joined together. So if there is any for future risk or forecasting about any risk, they can together face it, and it will be a lot easier to tackle it. And the best part is that the local banks, which are not being prevalent or are not able to come up or are being surfaced because of these commercial banks, I think they get a very good chance to come up, because I think many local banks have a lot better facilities and services for people, which we don't even know today. Because these commercial banks surface these banks in such a way that we don't reach those banks. But merger of these banks will help them come up with more ideas, with more ways to provide better and better services to its customers.
But
Mansi,
Sheetal, here
don't
I
you
would like to add a point. If the whole purpose of the merging of banks is to save our economy, and our economy not only depends on the bank, our economy also depends on the Sensex and the market and the Nifty and other things also. Recently, a new virus has launched other than Corona, and due to which the Sensex has fallen to a very deep, and it's fallen very down, due to which the economy can affect very badly. And I am saying this point because if we got the merger of bank, the shares of the particular bank will definitely increase. But when the amount of the share increase, and in those cases, if all the shareholders start selling their shares, in that case, the crisis and whatever the loan amount, whatever the NPA, whatever the amount of shares, that will fall rapidly. And in those cases, we will not be able to save our economy if we have a single bank. If we have a 4 bank in our country, means a minimum number of banks. So in those cases, will not be able to handle our economy. Although all your points were absolutely correct. That will have the cost cutting, will have the common governance, will have the common employment wages, will have the common facilities for all the persons. All those points were correct. But crisis management was also correct. But in that case, when the amount or whole the economy will depend on a particular share, on the particular type of share, in those cases will not be able to handle our economy rapidly. And other than this, I would like to mention a point. One point is geographically management. If we talk about the geographically, here I would like to give you one example. We have a larger telecom companies like BSNL and Jio. We have BSNL facilities even in the rural area, but Jio facility is not reaching into the rural area. I'm mentioning this point because all the banks are not available in the rural area or in the background, which are not have much facilities like the electronics and the other facilities, the other infrastructure. So for those purposes, a large merger will not be beneficial for the small or from the ground India. So these were my points regarding crisis management and how we can save the economy, and how this merging can be beneficial for India.
Yeah. As Mansi said, that some small scale banks have much of the good facilities for the people, and now they are going to be merged in major banks or renowned banks. And just in case these major banks, if these major banks don't have provisions for that small benefits, which are practically or really good for the people, but if means taking an example that if I am a king and if I conquer another nation, I'll implement my own rules on the another nation. Similarly, it will go with the banks. No, means if the small scale, if Andhra Bank is merging in Punjab National Bank, then Punjab National Bank's rule will be followed in the Andhra banks too. And what if the Andhra Bank have smaller benefits for the people? Means they will be quite affected on considering the whole. Means they will not be able to give the same facilities to their customers. No.
I think all the banks are governed by the one system, that is the RBI or the government of India. So how there's a different type of kings, but there is one, I think, but one emperor of all the banks, that is government of India or RBI.
Yeah, but every bank means some of the local banks give more what we say PF interest. Sorry, not PF interest, means fixed interest for means depending on the localites. Means local banks offer more interest for different factors compared to the nationalized bank. It's happening in my own city, I can say.
Okay, guys, 5 minutes for the discussion. Last 5 minutes.
Yeah, so we all have we all have mentioned the different points regarding what we should do merging or not merging. If one of us or any of us have not mentioned his or her point, then I would like to give chance to him or her. Sir, please give chance to a particular person who has not mentioned much of his point.
Yes, anybody? Sheetal or AJ? Anybody?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, AJ.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
May
AJ.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I am going to add my last point. Actually, because I am doing first time. Okay. So everyone knows merger and acquisition in the jobs.
Your voice is breaking, AJ. You're not audible.
Bigger bank or smaller bank, everyone. However, the management team of the acquiring company will look to maximize cost synergies to help finance the acquisition. But they always fail to turn into the job mergers. So why? Everyone can explain? Anyone?
Can you say it again?
AJ, actually your voice was breaking in between, so we could not hear you properly.
Oh,
no, can you ask the question again?
So sorry. Actually, my point is, I am staying in the one line. Actually, merger and acquisition. After every merger and acquisition of banks, there is a huge losses in the job. People lose jobs, their houses, everything. So how will cope up with that? I'm done.
Yeah,
actually,
that
my
is one
network
of the
very
main
big, so I
disadvantages of
can't
merger.
tell.
Like I said earlier, there are the posts are being reduced. When two banks are merged, the
what I'm
internal
trying to say.
management is reduced. So that is one of the disadvantages that had.
Yeah, of
but
course.
In respect to that, cost saving is also done, right? The money which is being spent on two managers at the same post, or maybe 3-4 managers at the same post, is now being spent on only one manager. So this saves the cost of the bank towards one particular job itself.
But on the other hand, if we see about the giving facilities to our customers, if we are giving facilities to a larger number of customers and to a distinct number of customers, then in those cases, this cost cutting will not be much affecting our merger. And the unemployment which created due to this problem will not be affecting in a negative way.
I think the government taking steps to make a clear path to achieve a target of 5 trillion economy. So I think it's all
definitely by 2024 government has set
exactly. So I think that that Sheetal mentioned that we are creating a 4 top banks or top 10 banks which will be not from the Indian level but also from the global banks like SBI and all other banks like Citibank.
Okay. All right, guys. Your time for the discussion is up. Okay, the time for discussion is up. Sheetal, I would like you to go forward and conclude the topic for us.
So as we with the every point, like everyone has mentioned their own point for the advantage, looking for the advantage and disadvantages. But see, so every thing that goes in even the life, and even in the rule and everything. So everything had some disadvantage. Everything comes with some disadvantage. So ignoring some disadvantage, and we're getting a better advantage and the better growth in our economy, and everything will get. See, some of people are mentioned that point, that if customer get exploited or the anything. So earlierly I mentioned about the earlier RBI helpline and anything, and some local banks are giving a more privilege to their customer, and that privilege is not getting by the bigger banks, that the bank get merger, that the strengthened bank. So we all know the bank, the stronger bank also have some privilege for their customer. That's only the customer are getting opening the account in that bank. So that privilege or that something advantage is getting by these people who are the getting merger with that stronger bank. So these all are the advantages of this. Some see, if we say saying that some village part and some people are staying at rural parts. See, RBI is giving awareness on everywhere. It is on the on the mobile phone we are seeing, or the television, from any medium. RBI is creating awareness among the people. So I think that is merger of the banks are the giving us more growth to our economy, and the strong financial sheet or balance sheet, I can say that.
Okay. Himanshu, can you go forward and conclude the topic for us?
Sure, sir. Hearing to all the points, I feel that this merging is means it has been done for a good cause, but it's currently in its struggling phase, and sooner or the later the government will implement such facilities or such policies to overcome all these factors, and which will surely lead to the target of 2024. That's all. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Aman, can you go ahead and conclude the topic for us?
I think we discussed many points there, but I think that from the starting point of view, that banks are really more creating the creating less amount of NPAs and merge the global banks. So it is the main reason behind it, and the right.
Okay. Mansi, go ahead and conclude the topic for us.
Okay, so we spoke a lot about amalgamation, and I just think that the central bank is playing a very important role in all of this. And I think without their expertise, without their specialization, no bank can be merged with another. So if RBI has been giving instructions or is governing everything, I think our country is. I think the mergers of our country is in safe hands, and I think they'll always be looking forward for the best possible way in which we as customers will be happy. So yeah, thank you.
Okay. Siddharth, go ahead and conclude the topic for us.
Yeah, so we all have mentioned different points, different aspects of the merging. So in the end, we all have concluded this merger has some advantages and some disadvantages, as everything have some pros and cons, everything have. So the merging will be beneficial for all of us. Merging will save our economy. Merging will done after the seeing different aspects like the market risk, the census and other risks, and what are the impact on the ground level on the customers. So merging will done after concluding all these points. And as we have RBI has the good governance in our Indian country, India. So RBI will see or will manage all how the merging will be done. And for the short time, we're going to have difficult and the negative impact of this merging. But in the large scale, in the large time, and if we see this merging as a farsightedness, then definitely will have the beneficial of this merging. Yeah.
Okay. AJ, go ahead and conclude the topic for us.
Okay, sir. Okay. So my last point is, so growth in the economy is not fully dependable on because we have a 60% of rural areas. So everyone is not so aware of the banks and mergers of banks. So there is so many problems. So if a merger can be beneficial, if we have a stronger economy than this, and yeah, if we have a 99% of educated people, so it can be beneficial. But in this time, in this situation, I don't think so. merger and acquisition of any banks can be beneficial. So this is my last point, what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Fantastic discussion there. Mansi, Siddharth, Himanshu, Aman, Sheetal and AJ. क्या points आए आज सब लोगों की तरफ से. However, there are some observations I did during this group discussion. सबसे पहले तो about the topic, guys. The topic was a very very beautiful topic. You could speak so many things out of this. मैंने YouTube पर ये एक अलग से session किया था. I have done a separate session on mergers of bank, the mergers of 10 banks into 4 banks. अगर आप मेरे session देखोगे, if you type mergers of banks in your Google search bar, you will get my session, and you could watch that session and give your inputs in this particular group discussion. However, this is only a practice discussion. You can still watch that video, and whenever you appear for a GD and if this topic comes, you can give away your point. I think so. Nitesh was there with me when we discussed. Nitesh, are you there in the comment section? You have given your input in the comment section. So I think you were there for that particular session. Now, who wants to listen their feedback first? किसको अपना सुनना है सबसे पहले बताओ.
I want to listen my
Okay, Siddharth. You started the GD. Now, Siddharth,
Yes.
हमेशा एक चीज याद रखो. Whenever you get an opportunity to start the group discussion, okay, speak your introduction piece first. Okay, 1-2 minute का आपको leverage मिल गया है. Now there are, let's say 10-15 odd people sitting in a group discussion, and when the moderator says ki you can start your discussion now, there will be 10 people who want to start the discussion, because whenever somebody starts the group discussion, he gets a leverage. Okay, 40-50-60 seconds तक का uninterrupted time मिलता है आपको ओपन करने का ग्रुप डिस्कशन सा. सो डोंट गिव अवे योर अपॉर्चुनिटी. जैसे यू सेड कि दिस नाउ आई वांट टू हियर योर व्यूज आल्सो. 50-60 minutes you have to speak what you have, what do you know about that particular topic, because after 50-60 seconds somebody is going to cut you in between. He'll tell yes, I absolutely agree with you, and now this is point. So you don't lose your opportunity there. Okay, so if you open the group discussion, make it a point you make a very very good impression in the introduction. मैंने जून जुलाई अगस्त में अलग अलग टॉपिक्स के ऊपर डिस्कशन किया है. आई हैव टोल्ड यू रिपीटेडली इन द क्लासेस कि देयर आर 3 पार्ट्स इन ग्रुप डिस्कशन. एक इंट्रोडक्शन, एक कोर पार्ट और एक कंक्लूजन वाला पार्ट. इंट्रोडक्शन और कंक्लूजन पार्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, क्योंकि द मॉडरेटर इज हैविंग फुल अटेंशन. ओके, मॉडरेटर आपके ऊपर 100% अटेंशन दे रहा है. इन द कोर पार्ट, जैसे हमारे ग्रुप डिस्कशन में भी हम लोगों ने देखा that when the discussion reached to its peak, okay, everybody is trying to prove their point. You also wanted to say, Himanshu also wanted to say, Aman also wanted to say, Mansi also wanted to say. तो फिर सब लोग अपना अपना पॉइंट ये हो रहे थे. तो उस बीच में there is high probability कि the moderator will miss out on your point. But introduction or conclusion में he will have 100% of your attention, and that is your chance to score good. So don't give away that opportunity. However, good, you contributed really good. Your expression is very clear, but एक गलती हो गया, when you were not able to express, you used Hindi in between. तो ऐसा गलती कभी भी मत करना, especially in management exams. Don't use Hindi words. English ही prefer करो. Even if you are not clear with any particular thought, switch करो. Immediately आप दूसरे thought की तरफ जा सकते हो. Okay?
Also getting our point. Yeah.
Yes. But overall, I think you are doing good. You need a little bit practice with your expression. Reading करते रहो. You were well read about the topic. ये ऐसे होता है. When you read about the topic, you have a lot of things to say. इसीलिए reading चालू ही रखो, guys. Don't stop your reading. Make it a point you read the newspapers, the editorials every day. उससे आपका ग्रुप डिस्कशन का प्रिपरेशन, पर्सनल इंटरव्यू का प्रिपरेशन, VAT का प्रिपरेशन परफेक्ट हो जाएगा. परफेक्ट. Yes. Who wants to go next? Sheetal, you need to work on your participation. Now this is the third group discussion you are participating, right?
Yeah.
Sheetal, you need to work on your participation. I don't know what is wrong. You are not prepared, or you are not well read about the topic, इसीलिए, or you are not finding enough confidence to participate in the group discussion. You have to tell me what is your problem there. What is wrong? Why don't you participate?
Actually, sir, I have a lot of points to say, but when it's opportunity come to me to say that, so I'll get nervous.
इसीलिए शीतल, I always tell you to write your points. Okay, you have to write your points. And guys, एक चीज समझो, since this is the pandemic period but everything else is going on, there is a high probability कि तुम लोगों का group discussion Zoom पे हो सकता है. It can happen on Zoom. So you have to get acquainted with this type of system also. अगर हो गया तो I'm just talking about the probability here. If it happens, you should be acquainted कि कैसे होता है, क्या होता है. Sheetal, I think you should really work on your participation. You will lose marks this way.
Yes, sir.
However, I like...
Also, me.
Yes, yes, AJ, I'll come to you. However, Sheetal, I like
Yes,
your
sir.
regulation point. The point, nobody was talking about the regulating agency, but you put it out. I think so. यहाँ पर मैं अगर moderator होता तो एक extra mark तो दे ही देता. I might have given you that one extra point. But again, Sheetal, I told you this thing in the last group discussion also. You do a lot of C in the group discussion, like C means C, essay. So please avoid that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, with that actually it reflects that you are not confident enough with your point. You are being very desperate about what you want to do. In a group discussion, you should be reflecting composure. Okay, calmness and composure आपको एक group discussion में देना चाहिए. Okay.
Sir, may I ask something?
Yes, Siddharth, go ahead.
Sir, you are mentioning a point about the regulation. Are you talking about the section 44A?
No, not about the section 44A. I'm talking about the RBI regulation. Now, when you were talking
Where is
about...
Yes, sir.
when you were talking about...
What is the work of 144 here? We are talking about the banks, of mergers of banks.
Yes,
Section
44...
It doesn't matter here.
No.
Matters.
Are you talking about the Banking Regulation Act section 44A, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
So we weren't talking about that. AJ, it's not IPC section 44A. He's talking about the
Yeah, I know.
Banking Regulating Act 1935 section 44A.
Yes,
However,
sir.
no.
Actually, I got confused.
Yes, we were talking about the RBI. She told about the
Yes,
regulating agency. उसके बारे में हम लोग बात कर रहे थे. तो Sheetal, you have to work on this aspect.
Yes, sure, sir.
Okay. AJ wants to go next.
Yes, sir.
AJ, I truly believe you are unaware about the general guidelines for group discussion.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, AJ.
Yeah, this was my first time, so I was so nervous and
Yes, वो तो है
I
ही.
didn't know what I have to say.
Nervousness, हाँ, तो ये एक चीज है AJ. Now, group discussion is a very important step in one of the management exams. Okay, बहुत सारे management exams में group discussion होता है and that carries good amount of your score. तो please,
Yes, sir.
And एक चीज I wanted to tell you AJ, you have to work a lot. बहुत सारी चीज़ों पर काम करनी है. सबसे पहले तो हमें आपके expression पर काम करना है. Your expression is not that good because again that might be lack of confidence or that might be lack of reading or something like that. तो that can be managed. उसे हम manage कर सकते हैं. उसके लिए practice चाहिए. We only need practice. But AJ, एक चीज़ मैंने बहुत dominantly यहाँ पर observe की है, preeminently observe की है. You ask questions to others. ओके, ग्रुप डिस्कशन में आप जो बोलोगे ना उसके थ्रू सामने वालों को डायरेक्टली क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछते ग्रुप डिस्कशन में. ओके, पहले आपको एक्सप्रेस करना है. व्हाट आर यू ट्राइंग टू से?
Actually, sir, they are talking about the mergers and they are talking about beneficial point of mergers. So I asked them to how to cope up with the job losses. So I don't know what to say that time.
Now that was a valid point. You talked about the job losses. That was a valid point. However, AJ, the government actually takes care of its employee. ऐसे ही merge कर रहा है मतलब सबका job से निकाल देंगे ऐसा नहीं होगा. Like what happened with MTNL and BSNL, the government asked the employees to go for VRS. The government simply did not terminate their employment. Okay.
Yeah, sir. Presently, 4 lakh employees are working in Indian banking system.
Yes, तो वो एक चीज होता है. थोड़ा critical reasoning करना पड़ता है AJ. Now that is, however, you wanted to ask a question, that is a very good point. Okay, वो अच्छा point था, नहीं है ऐसा नहीं है, but पहले you have to establish yourself in a group discussion.
Yes, sir.
And वो कैसे होगा? When you express whatever is your findings, whatever is your perspective about that particular topic, तब तुम एक GD में establish हो गए, तो फिर तुम सामने वालों को ऐसे direct question पूछ सकते हो. But that reflects a very negative point, that you are not contributing in the group discussion, but you are contradicting the credibility of someone else in the group discussion. ये एक चीज है. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Aren't
Next
which are
time,
being
I will
asked
try.
on YouTube. Samiksha, may I know what is your question so that I can answer? Next, who wants to go? Aman or Aman or Mansi?
Aman, sir.
Aman.
अच्छा, Aman, you have some good points with you. Okay, आपके पास अच्छे points है, but you are very fast with whatever you say. Maybe particularly because was this your first GD? Was this your first GD, Aman?
No, I attending so many
GDs. हाँ, तो you speak a little bit fast in your group discussion. Point काफी अच्छे होते हैं, Aman. You were saying some good points, but you were speaking so fast that the other people, I think, could not understand at that particular time. So you will lose your marks that way, Aman. Baki, you need to be a little bit clear with your expression. Like I said, it's only because you were speaking a little bit fast. You lacked expression there. You lacked clarity with your expression there. बाकी also participation करना ज़रूरी है, Aman. You weren't participating enough. I don't know, maybe it was a lack of confidence or again lack of reading of that particular topic. But
no, I think that at one part of time, I think lots of content in your mind. I want to speak all the things right.
Yes.
So it diversed all the things, right? I put up my points very fast, right? So I give my content, not forget it. So I think that I will clear and practice.
So yeah, yes, that comes with practice, Aman. Okay.
Yes, sir.
There is always a scope for improvement. आज भी अगर मैं group discussion के लिए बैठूंगा with some good people around me, obviously there are going to be flaws in me also. But that comes with participation. That comes with practice. तो वो एक चीज के ऊपर हमें काम करना है, Aman. Okay.
Okay, fine.
And that's the reason I always tell you to write down the points that you want to say in the group discussion. Okay.
Right. Okay, sir. Fine.
Yes. Himanshu.
Yes, sir.
Himanshu, I think you lack in confidence today, and there was a lot of problem with what you were trying to express. There was absolutely no clarity. For example, in between you were saying something, but you switched the topic and you spoke something else. Okay. And now what happens, Himanshu, when you do something like that, वैसा जब आप कोई एक चीज करते हो, तो you lose track of yourself. और फिर जैसे ही अमन के साथ हुआ, probably आपके साथ भी वैसा ही हुआ होगा. You lost content in your mind and then you started speaking something else. Am I right, Himanshu?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, and sir, actually, once I wanted to, I guess, contradict Siddharth's point, and Mansi came in, and then I also wanted to contradict Mansi's point, but I got jumbled in both cases.
But not a problem. That can always be done. See, the GD goes for 20 minutes. Okay, 20 या फिर 15-20 मिनट से ज़्यादा group discussion नहीं होता है. And trust me, guys, when you sit down for a actual GD, 20 minutes तुमको कम नहीं लगेंगे, बहुत लगेंगे. वो बहुत time होता है. 20 minutes is a lot of time in order, and you have to make your impression to get maximum points. तो वहाँ पर थोड़ा काम करना है, Himanshu. See, and you want to contradict them, do it. That is absolutely, उसमें बिल्कुल भी problem नहीं है. But you should be more participative. अब सिद्धार्थ और मानसी के बीच में कैसे शुरू से?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, AJ.
Sir, if I have a very different opinion about the topic other than else, so what can I do that time? See, I can express my point now.
Obviously, AJ, there are always two sides to one coin. So somebody is going to agree that a merger of bank is a good option. Somebody is going to disagree ki nahi baba, merger of bank is a bad option. Like you said, that if we merge the bank,
Yes.
the people are going to lose the job. So particularly you're not in
Yes.
favor of mergers of bank, right?
Hmm.
In a group discussion,
Yes, sir.
you see, always be the driving force in the group discussion. You have to be well read about the topic. Okay, ऐसे participation करना है कि you will drive that particular group discussion. Group discussion is not difficult, guys. It is nothing but developing a perspective about that particular topic and taking it forward in the group discussion. जो शुरू में सिद्धार्थ ने कहा था कि नहीं, आई थिंक मर्जर ऑफ बैंक इज अ रियली गुड आइडिया, यू उसी पॉइंट को आपको ड्राइव करते रहना है पूरे ग्रुप डिस्कशन में टिल द एंड, एंड दैट्स हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू practice more and develop yourself more in group discussion. Okay?
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir.
Before explaining this, you were saying something like Siddhartha and Mansi were starting their point, and was it like we are having conversation with each
There
other?
was some point in the group discussion कि तुम्हारा जो discussion था वो थोड़ा सा aggressive हो गया. There was some point. Even I wrote it here. मैंने यहाँ पर लिखा भी है. तो you have to avoid that thing.
Sure, sir.
And it happens. It is very very normal thing. जब discussion core में चला जाता है ना, 7-8 मिनट जब हो जाता है ना ग्रुप डिस्कशन में, एवरीबडी वांट्स टू प्रूव, ये भी कह रहा है, ये भी कह रहा है, ये भी कह रहा है, तो दैट हैपेंस. हाउएवर यू हैव टू कीप योरसेल्फ काम. ओके, लीडरशिप दिखाओ वहां पर, कामनेस कंपोजर दिखाओ एंड स्टॉप द पीपल. हिमांशु, वही मैं कह रहा था, किसी सिद्धार्थ एंड मानसी दोनों शुरुआत से पार्टिसिपेटिव थे ग्रुप डिस्कशन में. So it was easy for both of them to contradict each other on a particular point. So if you want to contradict Himanshu to something or somebody, उतना involvement हमारा चाहिए group discussion में. We need that kind of involvement in the group discussion. Yes.
Sir. Yes.
And Mansi, other people who are watching us live on YouTube, guys, if you have any query related to group discussion, you can put it down in the comment section. I will be happy to address them. जैसे Sitij, I will be coming back to your point. I will be telling you about your doubt. Mansi, what can I tell? You are full of confidence in the group discussion. You have very good content. Confidence होता है. But Mansi, there was one shortcoming that I saw in your performance today. You get frustrated very easily. Somebody is not agreeing with you. You get frustrated and जैसे शीतल सी करती है ना, जैसे you do this myths in between. Okay, so
She was like a launching.
No, it was, see,
She was like a
Siddharth was
launching the
contradicting himself, you know, after some point of time he was contradicting his own statement. So I wasn't getting hold of what he wanted to actually express. That is what I was trying to establish, that what is this guy trying to say? He's saying X also, he's saying Y also.
हाँ, but see, you are not supposed to show your frustration in the group discussion ना, Mansi. ये तो एक सही बात है कि नहीं? Avoid doing that. Even if you are not able, you can act like you are shocked. Okay, you can act like you are shocked, but don't express that you are frustrated about something. And please avoid this myths thing. Like it says, it shows desperation in your expression. Everything is good about your performance, Mansi. You have some really good content with you. Your language is perfect. You reflect confidence in whatever you are trying to say. But there are this couple of things I have seen today. Last 3-4 GD से I am telling you, avoid aggression in the group discussion. मैं बोल कर थक गया, तुमको, नीतेश को, सब लोगों को बोल के थक गया कि बाबा थोड़ा सा एग्रेशन कम करो, ग्रुप डिस्कशन में नहीं चलता है नेगेटिव बॉडी लैंग्वेज. बट कीप रीडिंग मानसी एंड एवरीबडी एल्स. ओके, सब लोग पढ़ते रहो. Reading is only going to save you in group discussion. The more well read you are about a particular topic, the more better you can perform in the group discussion. हमेशा याद रखो guys. Yes. कौन कह रहा है? क्षितिज ने कहा, sir, while discussing, if I fumble somewhere or grammatically said something wrong, then it is, in that case you can correct yourself, क्षितिज. If you say if you fumble or you think you have said something wrong, you can say sorry, I want to correct myself, and then correct yourself and carry on with the group discussion. So sometimes it happens, it's normal. Generally avoid that thing to happen, but अगर गलती से हो भी जाता है क्षितिज, तो you can immediately correct yourself and carry on with the group discussion. Manasi, start debating with sir. Okay, chalo guys. So Any doubt? किसी को कुछ doubt है? Siddharth, Himanshu, AJ, Sheetal, any doubt?
No, sir.
No? Then thank you so much for participating, guys. You guys were fantastic today. I hope you will keep participating in the future group discussions also. We still have a long way to go with our preparation, guys.
Definitely, sir.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Yes,
so much,
Okay,
guys.
sir.
Have a
Thank
very
you,
good
sir.
day.
Thank you,
You can now feel free to leave the meeting, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
अच्छा है Zoom पे हो रहा है. Yes, AJ, you can leave the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, AJ. Good day. So guys, this is how we are going to prepare you for various levels in management entrance exam. Okay, Quant, LRDI, GK, VARC का तो practice हो ही रहा है. All the top educators of India are helping you prepare for these subjects. But group discussion और personal interview का भी हम practice करेंगे हमारे इस channel पर, that is Unacademy CAT. So guys, in order to continue learning with Unacademy, go for the plus subscription, guys. The 1-year subscription plan goes for 17,500 rupees only, and a 2-year subscription plan, which is highly recommendable to you, that goes for 21,000 rupees only. But मेरा जो नाम है आपके बहुत काम आ सकता है, the code RUSHI, RUSHI, that will give you 10% straight away discount on your subscription, guys. So the 1-year plan goes for 15,750 rupees only, and the 2 years plan goes for 18,900 rupees only. So thank you all for joining today, and please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. You guys have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much all for joining in me for this wonderful session. Bye bye, guys.